What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleaves. This is Breakfast with Bleaves. In 15 minutes, Chairman, God King, and General willy-nilly, silly-looking guy, Jerome Powell, will be speaking, and it's going to do something with the market. I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're going to look in first on our fair desk play that we did last night, and we're going to see how it's doing. Remember, if you will, we put, I think, 250, I want to say, bucks into it, and we're going to see how that play has played out. But in other news, Chainlink is trading institutionally much higher than it is on the open market, which means that Chainlink is probably the play right now. The DOJ has decided, hey, we need to get more of your crypto. So cryptocurrency confiscation is going to be on the rise. The DOJ, they're coming for you. The IRS has become a surveillance state, and they are coming for that crypto wallet, that bing, bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Bitcoin got rejected at 36,000 yesterday. Will it retest today? Robinhood has expanded into Europe as U.S. business starts to falter. But is it really going to stay faltered, or is this just the calm before an epic storm in cryptocurrency? And everybody's favorite buzzkill, Benjamin Cowen, came out yesterday and he said, well, the Fed rate cuts, it may not be so bullish for Bitcoin. You never know. It didn't go to 12,000 like I wanted. So golly gee, guys, I really wanted to go to 12,000. So I'm going to talk mad shit about it until then. I assume he sounds like a mouse. I never listen when he talks. Anyway, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleav. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 It's been a long day. I mean a long week. Maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Best to bring your good foot. Ladies gonna be dancing on the ceiling, cocky and appealing, possibly revealing, getting sideways like a bridesmaid as she vibrate. If you a lightweight, hope you hydrate. We gon' tip the bottles back, busting out the fat sacks. People wearing costumes, chewing on a mushroom, something like a wonderland. Understand? Going down the rabbit hole with my kinfolk to another land. Damn, I said we do it like this. Magic carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
All right, guys, is my intro too long now? Because when we started this, I already knew where the price was. The price was at 35,440 on Bitcoin. It's now down to 35,366 as they get ready for the Fed to. So we went from this unrealized P&L down here was like 27 bucks. It was the only one that got tripped, by the way. Let's go look at my open orders. You can see here we set these up last night. We set up a buy at 34,860, 35,080, and we had set another one up at 35,240. The only one that got triggered was the 35,240 buy, currently sitting at 35,375. We were at $231. So right now we're up almost 10%. Not exactly, but we're bouncing off of the heart line right now. If you haven't already, at least, guys, consider trading on Fair Desk. Fair Desk has been very good to me for the last little while. So If you support them, they support me. That kind of helps. And you can get yourself some easy money by doing the right things in this market. You just have to be very, very careful. Play the charts the way they're meant to be played. What I'm doing right now is I'm using a couple of different things, and you guys have been noticing it and you guys have been seeing it. I'm using the fib retracement tool to tell me where I think we're going to kind of rally. Then we're going up into this region again, I think, but the Bollinger Bands are going to test it along the way. When you're up at the top of the Bollinger Bands for too long, you're going to correct to the bottom. When you're at the Bollinger Bands on the bottom for too long, you're going to correct to the top, like is happening right now. You know, you see all these little things happening and these little things playing out. We have now about 9 minutes left until Chirpal comes up and starts talking and doing his little squirrely weaselly, I think something's going on over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to quick close that. We're just going to take the profit, right? We're just going to take the profit on that. If it pumps and if we get a nice little pump, then we're going to be like, well, shit. But that's okay. We made 18 bucks off of it. Again, it's not a lot. That's not something that we were trying to do, but we were looking to make a play, and we were looking to make a play that was going to dip down and continue to dive into a lower time frame and or into a lower price region, 35,080 and 34,860. We didn't get there. So if we cancel and close those out, then you know, I don't know if we want to buy there. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and cancel those for right now. And all right, so $300 is now 4,673. So still working on it, looking for one more big score, one more big play. I won't be doing it probably live on the stream. However, if we end up seeing a move and that move comes down into this range at 35,003, then maybe we'll become a buyer again and we'll see what happens. Now, the other thing is the Fed could absolutely send crypto in the next little while. If Jerome Powell comes out, starts spitting the mom spaghetti and the M&M shit, if he starts doing that stuff and we have a good rally off of that, then I'm going to be like, damn, I should have held. But remember, we got rejected off of 36,000 again. I think the market is now looking, they're really looking to take this thing up over 36,000. That's the goal, right? Because we're not getting there. I do think that this consolidation right here is in the realm for a good push, but I would like to see a dip come down just a little bit as we prepare a fake out, if you will, before we start to make that big move to the upside. And look at this. There's a lot of liquidity that's sitting down here in this range. It doesn't make any sense for this market to just start ripping to the upside with so much capital getting just right here. All of these positions, all these longs would be liquidated. And then that's a lot of money right there sitting on the that these people are going to be trying to take. So if that happens, then boom, you know what I mean? CODM in Crypto says, I've got a weird friend who won't buy into Bitcoin until it breaks 40K. He seems to think it'll still drop to 10K. Well, actually, so that's actually a very smart move. Nothing, you know, I'm not. So what he's looking at is let's go to the day chart and, you know, we'll take a quick look at that. But, you know, there's some breakdowns that have happened on Bitcoin. And in order to get to a rally, you have to clear certain psychological levels. $40,000 is a psychological level. So if we break 40,000, and really it's 42,000, but if you get in at 40,000, again, psychological level with a lot of resistance right in this range right here, this is a breakdown area. Now, coming over here on the initial run up, you had resistance at 40,000. On the way down, you had support at 40,000 before it broke down. After the second pump, you had more here. Terra Luna collapse. We even fought at 40,000. 40,000 is a psychological area, and that's actually a pretty wise move. If you're risk averse and you're not looking for something big pumping, if you're not looking for a giant position, then, you know, that $40,000, that's a perfect area to get into. We are more risk on, so we're seeing things a different way. But I would say that guy's actually probably pretty smart about doing that because he wants to protect his capital, and that's what it's all about right now. Still about protecting capital and not getting into risky plays at this point. So yeah, I'm the guy's got a good strategy, and everybody's got their own strategy. So we'll see what happens. But here we go. Jerome Powell speaks in 5 minutes. We're going to get his opening remark, and we'll see how this goes over the course of today and whether or not he wrecks this market or pumps this market. In the meantime, a regulated product that U.S. investors gain exposure to, Chainlink, is trading at a 200% premium to spot prices, suggesting strong institutional demand. That means that you're probably going to see a Link pump. Now, this came out at 1:39 a.m. Where is Chainlink right now? That's right. Chainlink went the fuck off when that was announced a couple of hours ago. A little bit more. So look at this. This is the 6-hour window. 6 hours ago, where were we? We were right here. And what happened? We went from 13.47 all the way up to $14. So, big move happening over here. 6%. Again, remember, if you leverage that 10x or something like that, like Jesus Christ, that would have been a nice 60% gain on your overnight. So the news be wild, dog. People are into Chainlink right now. So we'll see what happens. Cryptocurrency confiscation on the rise. Impact of IRS's surveillance plan. The deep state is coming for your crypto. They're coming for that crypto wallet, that bing, bada, bing, ching, ching. You better have some big profit here, because we want your money. We need your, hey, did you donate to the presidential campaign? Because if you didn't, you're getting audited. You get an audit. You get an audit. Everybody gets an audit. Donate to the presidential campaign. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's pretty much shake down, break down, take down. Everybody's busted. I read that somewhere. I heard that somewhere. I don't remember what it is, but it's a song. I know it's from the 80s or something, like maybe the 90s. Who the hell knows? Anyway, so the IRS moves forward with its plan to enhance surveillance of cryptocurrency transactions, with the IRS poised to monitor. And we knew this, by the way. This is when we started saying, well, we need to know every single transaction that you have over $500. We need to know everything, and we need every bank to report every single transaction. And then they put it off until 2024. But 2024 is coming, and I think it's March of 2024 that's going to start. But they're going to increase the surveillance. They're going to be checking all of your money, and the banks are going to have a requirement to report any money that you receive over a certain size. And that's because Big Brother needs to watch you, because, as any Democrat will tell you, you can't be trusted. You're probably going to steal money from the U.S. government, money that is rightfully ours, money that we control, we own, money that we need in order to prosecute Donald Trump for whatever we think he did. That kind of wild shit. So be watching out for the IRS, because they're watching out for you, baby. Bitcoin got rejected at 36K. Toncoin explodes into double digits. So 36K is a path of resistance right now. We're going to be watching this right now. The capital looks like it might be flowing back into the market. Bitcoin 35,422. Jerome Powell's coming up in 2 minutes right now. This is the moment where you start looking at the wild swing. We're going to get into the lower time frame here. See that? Should have taken the profit right there and then bought back in on that dip right there. Would have been a few bucks. But here's the thing. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to protect that capital the best I can. If I can get just a 10% swing on my investments every single day, just imagine this. If I took $300 and I made 10% on $300 every single day over the course of a month, that's 30 days. That's 30 times 30. That's $900. Off of $300, I would make $900 if I'm protecting my capital. And it doesn't take a lot to make a lot. That's the important part about this. Now, if I get to that level and then I have $1,200 because I've made that, well, then maybe I'll use $600 instead of $300. And if I can get 10% of that, then that's $60 a day. Again, the mechanism is the same, making solid investments, getting in and getting out, scalping the trades as best you can. But if you do that, then the end result of all of this should be that you make a pretty good amount of money. And if you do 60 times 30 days, that's 1,800. So now all of a sudden your 1,200 is 1,800 more. That's $3,000. So now if you're doing $1,000 or 1,500 every transaction, that's $100 to $150 a day. As long as you're successful, and as long as you're being curious about these positions and stuff like that, as long as you're putting in the effort and the work, then there's you can make that money. Just be very, very careful and deliberate about what you do. And here's the goal, right? Don't be afraid to let it ride, but be very afraid to let it slide, because that's how you end up getting wrecked. But we got one. Jerome Powell is probably warming up his vocal cords right now. He's probably doing me, you, us, we. Oh my God, I got to go to the bathroom right now. Did I take my saw palmetto? I don't know. Whatever it is that he says, wild shit. But so here we are. Now let's move on. Let's get a little bit more news going. Bitcoin stopped at 36,000. We know that Robinhood is expanding into Europe as the U.S. business falters. Why is it faltering? Because retail is not back yet. It'd be great to get, we've got a star in the house. We've got Coins Chick in the place. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for coming in. Tom Crown's going to be furious. But Robinhood moving into Europe, trying to expand their business. So what does that mean? Well, it means that Citadel is going to take over Europe too. So Ken Griffin, by the way, if you remember, let's go back. Now, why is Robinhood being affected? Well, because Robinhood is not Robinhood. They're not robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. They are backed by Citadel Securities, their clearinghouse. The clearinghouse for Robinhood is Citadel Securities. If you remember the GameStop incident, they stopped trading because they were ordered by Citadel Securities to stop trading, because all of those shorts and longs were getting wrecked in that position because GameStop had that short squeeze going. If you remember that, then Robinhood is not your friend. So if they expand into Europe, go for it. That's where Robinhood was from anyway. And he was a criminal, and the sheriff of Nottingham was right. The sheriff of Nottingham was right all this time. Sheriff of Nottingham was the IRS in this situation. So, so let's close that out. Fed rate cuts may not be bullish for buzzkill. God damn it. Benjamin Cowan is like, you know what? Let's imagine Benjamin Cowan. Jesus Christ. Like, imagine that you're at a party, right? You're in high school. Everybody's drinking a little bit. You're smoking a little bit of whatever you smoke. You're having a good time. You're partying. You got the music playing out loud. You got one of your best friends just dove right through somebody's table and was like, yeah, bro, everything is awesome. And somebody's over here like smacking the bottom of a beer can, and they're guzzling and they're chugging and they're like, yeah. And everybody's going crazy about it, right? And then your mom walks in. Well, Benjamin Cowan is your mom. He is a buzzkill of buzzkills in cryptocurrency right now, and he is desperate. He is furious with you for not letting Bitcoin go to 12,000, because he, by the way, if you go look at this liquidation chart, you don't have to tell me, because I already know the answer to this, right? If I go to the 1-year liquidation heat map, I know that son of a bitch is the guy down here with this little purple shit going on down here. He's the guy in this little range right here, like, I think it's going to go down there. The joke's on you, Benjamin. It's over. Anyway, so Benjamin Cowan says, hey, guys, if they cut the Fed rates, that might not be bullish for Bitcoin. Dude, I watched a documentary on the San Francisco Bridge one time where, it turns out a lot of people use the San Francisco Bridge for something. Benjamin Cowan. Benjamin Cowan. God damn it. We got to move on, because he's just like, what is Benjamin Cowan? Boner melter. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Anyway, now in good news, there's a lot going on right here, and we're going to get through these really quickly. Matic is getting ready to pump, propelling it over 75 cents. Is it coming up to $1? Well, according to News BTC, it probably is. Cardano. Whales go on a $600 million buying spree that could trigger the run to 40 cents. Could it go to 40 cents? It better, because I'm holding too many of them for it not to. Give me a break. And then the resurgence of BNB. What did I tell you guys? I told you the resurgence of BNB. And by the way, when I say this, Ionic XBT, chill out, Chad. We're going to get into Adam Cochran for a second, but now that I got this over here, now I'm going to get furious for just a second here. So the resurgence of BNB, and look, I told you guys, there's going to be a little bit of drawdown because Binance has been under attack, right? What I tell you, that it will end at some point, and when it does, BNB is going to start ripping again. Well, what's happening right now? Well, it's starting to rip again, and Ionic XBTs, you son of a bitch. Like it's over here. He just like, God damn it. I saw him make a post, and he was like, I told you guys that BNB would be, no. Remember when everyone thought BNB would collapse? Nobody thought that. Nobody thought that. Jesus Christ. Like, why do you make shit up, right? Why do you make shit up? Like, I know, look, I admit it. I say I'm always right, and I'm not always right. I try to be always right, but I'm not always right? But I do have the wherewithal to not go on Twitter and say, oh, by the way, do you remember that time where every single person voted for Joe Biden and there was nobody else that voted for anybody else? Wild shit. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, this goddamn Chad over here, he says, remember when everyone thought BNB would collapse? No, I don't, because nobody ever thought that, right? I didn't. I have conviction, and it will always pay off, right? So what did he say? He said, people who think BNB is going to zero do not know how to read charts. How much higher liquidity, so much higher liquidity will be taken around $360. That's on July 28th. Well, let's see what happened after July 28th for BNB. And let's see what this asshole told you. Let's go back here to the day chart, July 28th. If you listened to this guy, you were at right here, right? You were in the 250 range. And if you were in the 250 range in July, then where are you right now? He said, just hold. That's ridiculous. You donkeys, sell, buy at the bottom, and accumulate more on the way back up. Like, that is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, these are the guys you're taking financial advice from. Can you believe that shit? Are you out of your mind? Hey, you know what you should do? You should just continue to hodl everything. And look, by the way, you might be saying to yourself, well, please, why would you do that? That's a little bit risky. Why would you be doing that? Well, I wouldn't, because I would be holding one bag that's going to be my long-term bag. But when something's going to dip, it's going to dip. Like, take it out and buy at the bottom and figure out what the bottom is. Like, guys, we talk about this shit every day, right? So find the bottom, buy more at the bottom. Don't take your money out. And then when it goes back up to the same price it was at, which, by the way, it did. When it does that, then guess what? This is a dip right here. This dip right here from 250 down to 200. Consider that. That's 20%, right? When they have 20% more BNB. So if you had 10,000 in BNB at the same price today, you have 12,000 in BNB because you listen to me and not this asshole over here who told you, hey, just hold on to it because it's going to go back up. Everybody else thinks it's going to go to zero. Jesus Christ. Speaking of Volt, for those of you that are not paying attention and not listening to the game, Volt is kind of idling at 3,000. It's on its run, but remember the big thing that happened to Volt was Volt started just loaning money out with CoinRabbit and got its chart absolutely dama-reconated. And then what's happening over here? Saitama announced that they have a partnership with CoinRabbit, and guess what happened to Saitama within 2 weeks of that announcement? Ow. And guys, I reached out to everybody and I told everybody this was going to happen, that get away from CoinRabbit. Look, these people, it's by the way, it's not CoinRabbit. CoinRabbit is not the problem. The problem is you. The problem is everybody here who just like, oh, you know what I should do? I should support by borrowing money that I don't have. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, don't ever listen to these goddamn psychos, man. I swear to God. But anyway, so now Saitama is on the dip and you're getting these big sell-offs. And I would venture to say that a lot of these big dips that are happening over here, CoinRabbit, and as you start coming down here, what are you going to see? You're going to see like same wallet selling off a little bit more than you would normally see, right? So like as you come through here, you'll start to see like similar wallets with ETH drops, and it's going to be people who are selling off because they have to make their payment to CoinRabbit, because God damn it, you guys just got to stop borrowing money on your crypto, especially if you're out here pumping the chart. The worst part for me was that the people pumping the chart, let me get my face up here. The worst part for me was that the people that were pumping the chart that were telling you, you got to buy more Volt, bro, you got to buy, we're just using that to pad their numbers so that they don't get liquidated, and that is bullshit. Anyway, now that I got that out, let's talk about Adam Cochran. Some big market maker seems to really care about real rates versus Bitcoin. Every time you get a good auction on U.S. Treasuries, you've got about 5 minutes before Bitcoin takes a leg up. So now I'm going to be watching U.S. Treasury auctions like a hawk. Sometimes someone is making the bet that large funds will allocate to Bitcoin as a counter to real rates, which would be huge. The Bitcoin momentum on any upswing is pretty clear. It'll suck a lot of momentum out of other parts of the market because its current catalysts are just on another scale. And that's very true. Bitcoin is the next man up for an investment. So LFG, baby, let's go. U.S. Treasury yields are down to 4.569. So continuing a dip, not as big a dip as we would like to see, but still a dip nonetheless. And as long as they continue to come down, there's going to be just a few less people. And there you go, guys. Like, I messaged MK on Saitama on a YouTube live AMA warning him about CoinRabbit. He just smiled and ignored the comment when it came on his screen. Hey, man, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You know what I mean? And like, I look, all I'm saying is to you guys, I hope you got out at the top on Saitama, because it's going to correct and it's going to suck, because it just, CoinRabbit is, look, again, it's not CoinRabbit, it's you, but I guess that means you suck. Oh, well. All right, anyway, 4.569 on the 10-year U.S. Treasury. Now we're done with that. Let's go back over here and let's check it. All right, so we're retracing back over here. I don't know what Jerome Powell is saying right now because I don't care. Here's what I care. What is the market doing while he talks, right? So let's see how this all plays out. We're going to zoom in just a little bit more. And if you're looking at my chart and you're like, oh, my God, why do you have all these drawings everywhere? Well, the answer is, this is my goddamn charts, not yours. So on the lower time frame, by the way, I did put up, because, you know, I can't help myself, this little retracement here. And it really looks like it's not doing anything big at this point. We're getting a consolidation on Bitcoin, but look, this is coiling up for another run. So the question is, will we test 36,000? And I do think that it's going to test 36,000 again. How much do I believe that it's going to test 36,000? Well, not a lot, because if I did, then we wouldn't be talking about going back into a trade. We'd be in a trade and we'd be holding on for dear life. And we're not doing that right now. But we're going to wait to see what we're going to see which direction the market goes. If we do get a spike to the upside, this is a 5-minute chart, by the way. If we get a spike to the upside, then, you know, we'll FOMO a little bit, maybe. If we start to see we start to see a move up here into the top of the band, then, you know, maybe we'll look at it and we'll I think we'll do it all the way up to 35.6, right? Because that might be a little bit of a scalp, and we can make a 20, 30, 50, $100, whatever. And if it takes off, then it takes off, right? But momentum indicator, if you look at the 200 SMA right here, is coming down, which means that the momentum indicator has kind of changed a little bit. Now, this is a 5-minute. When you come out to the longer time frames and you start looking around, you still see it coming up on the 15. You see it still coming up on the 30. You still see it coming up on the 1 hour. 1 hour, by the way, still down there in that lower range. On the 1 day, still around 28,000. Still coming up dramatically, by the way. On this one, and by the way, this is dramatically on the one on the daily MA. So a lot of stuff, a lot of wild shit getting ready to happen here in this market, at least I think. So let's check out some of these stupid, silly charts and see what's going on. Volt 3058. Dubai X stair stepping, right? Still continuing to stair step. So that's kind of cool. We'll see if it does anything. Still no reason to have Dubai X, but you know, they're a good bunch of guys, and maybe something will happen here. WAGMI is about to add a zero again after a nice little run. You know, game time, and we just didn't, you know, just had a wild swing here. And this, by the way, happened at 6 o'clock this morning. Just wild swing up here and then back down here like a liquidity sweep, which is silly, right? But here's good news. The good news is it looks like we're about to swing back bullish. Money flow looks like it's coming back in. It looks like we are way down in oversold territory. When that happens, that generally means there's a reversal back to the upside. And here we are sitting in this range. So if that were to happen, then maybe we get a sweep back up here at least to 1,100, 1,200. Still no breakout yet. I'm still waiting for that big breakout to happen on WAGMI. And even though, I mean, you know, when you zoom out a little bit, then you do see that it kind of broke out. We can make an argument that it was having a bit of a breakout, but it's just not maintained, right? So we need to get back up into this 22, 25 range before we can do that, because a micro cap, I mean, it's still when you look at WAGMI overall, you still have to say what's 18 million market cap. It's still a micro in this market. What we need about 100 million market cap to validate it. So we'll see what happens. And that right. But it went to 70 million market cap. If you dumped at 70 million market cap, good for you. If you didn't accumulate again at 20 million, because it still hasn't launched its game yet, and the game will launch pretty soon, then I think that's silly. You're trying to demonize things in a bear market, and that's just foolish. And you shouldn't do that. Even bad, and look, plenty of things are going to fail. There's a lot of them that are going to fail. But I play WAGMI, by the way. So I wasn't playing it for a while, and then since I get free shit from it because I hold Genesis NFTs, I figured, I might as well start, holding on and doing something. Well, it looks like your pal is doing something good right now because we're moving up. It's starting to pump one more time, but again, I need to dump a little bit further down before I'm going to get back in. So we'll see what happens. But that game is not a game change. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a game change. Dude, no game is a game changer. I mean, what are we? Nothing. Everything is not going to be GTA 3. It doesn't need to be a game changer. It just has to have a good marketing strategy. It has to have some good people behind it. And they put together a team from EA Sports and Fortnite to start to push it. So I don't understand. It's okay to not like a project. It doesn't. Every game doesn't have to be life changing and life altering and game changing for it to still pump. Look around. Decentraland is nothing. Axie Infinity is nothing, and they have billions of dollars in market cap. Star Atlas is nothing, and it still has hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap. The Floki game, it's not awesome. It's not crushing it. It's $340 million market cap. It's it doesn't matter. If Tiffany Fong releases her own crypto coin, we're all going all in on that one. But she hates crypto, so ugh. You know what I mean? Now that Sam Bankman-Fried is gone, she's going to be gone in short order too. After she's on Rolling Stone magazine and all of her stuff. But as a matter of fact, not only did she do that, but then like a day later, she released like a video that's like, "I'm back." We didn't even know you didn't have a chance to go yet. Like, go first and then come back. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. Down the list here, Dubai is still 37.71, Ben at 12.87. So Bencoin, just for some context here, Bencoin is so they have a couple of partnerships they can't announce yet. Blah blah blah. And until they build out the ecosystem, until it's fully functional and ready to go, they're not prepared to do anything big because they don't want to mislead you. And of course, if you're in there for that short-term pump and you bought the top and you're wrecked because of that, you're the one that's unhappy and you're the one that's crying about it. If you sell, it's okay, right? If you sell and take the loss, it's okay because you're not here for that big move anyway. You're just here for that big right now move, And so that's cool if you want to do that. We're cool with that, right? But if you want to stick around for something that might end up being pretty cool, then you can stay updated over here. You can trade over here. This is going to be about the 4 pillars, and it's going to be about adoption. And maybe it turns out good, but we have to see what it is that they have on the agenda, what they have on the table. But you could also, by the way, see here that 24-hour volume down. L-Bank, by the way, is now live if you haven't already. So if you want to trade on L-Bank, you can trade on L-Bank, Ben, right now. There is some discussions with some bigger places right now. So we'll see what happens, but nothing really dramatic is going to happen until they get finished with their ecosystem. Now, liquidity heat map, let's go back to the 3-day to get an idea of which direction we're probably going to end up. And guys, I mean, it just looks obvious here that the obvious play is a sweep down here, maybe even 34.5, just to make a big move and then another big move to the upside and sweep this thing up to 36. Now, if we look at the shorter time frames, 24-hour, then we see, we're probably more likely headed into the 35.8 range. It seems like that's the direction that we're leaning towards. This little curl right here could be a signal that we're coming down at 35. If we come out at 35, I'm a buyer again, and we'll see what happens. but I would be buying here for that move up here into 35.8, which I think is what the next move is going to be. Overall, we're still in greed 73, just a few points away from extreme greed, just not there yet. I think Bitcoin needs to rip over 36,000. We need to start seeing around 36, 37. This number right here, 37.4. If it rips to the top of the Bollinger Band, something like that, then oh yeah, baby. Then it's on. We're starting to see some retracement here. Money coming out, Bitcoin dipping just a little bit. Will it just be some profit taking, or is it something more? Caspa, 71.9 cents, having another breakout again. Shout out to them. Link having a big move here. Ethereum continuing its ascent to 2,000, which is coming pretty soon. And we got somebody asking for Crow. Crow is sitting at 80. By the way, Crow spiked up to 9.2 cents earlier. And you know what? Here's the thing. Instead of retracing and pumping its way back down, it is still going. Look at this. This is on the day, right? But if you come back and look at the hourly, look at that right there. Just a beautiful spike, a beautiful retracement. And this is the start of the move. I want to say that's the start of the move right there. So, you know, you can make that kind of argument, but really, I think this is the start of the big move, right? So, if we look at this as the start of the big move right here, then we see a retracement came down to about the 618 level. You know, maybe that's, we're going to take the volume profile on because it's annoying more than anything now. Anyway, so, and all the goddamn lines that I put on these charts. Woo! We're going to have to clean these up one day. Anyway, Bollinger Bands getting pretty tight on the 1 hour. Look at this. We got really tight Bollinger Bands on Crow right now. That would be signifying that there is a big move coming. So if I zoom in here, it looks like we're starting to trend sideways. This is a very tight band. So good momentum for crypto.com. The question is, can it continue? And if it does continue, where does it go? So let's break that back out. And 10 cents is the answer because we put 10 cents up here a long time ago. If it moves, then we are looking at 10 cents as the resistance point with, if it can break that, which by the way, not a lot of resistance here at 10 cents. It's going to break its way up into 13 or 14 cents. And maybe the rally is just on from there. So we'll see. And as a matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick story. I had, I want to say $1,000 that I put in for a relative. And it was $1,000 in Floki. It ended up going to $5,000. And I didn't cash it out because I was like, you know what? If it goes to 5,000, it'll go up. This was 2 years ago. And then I was like, oh shit, it came back down to about 1,000. I took it out at 1,000. And after I did that, I put it into Crow and I was like, I'm just going to set it and forget it. And I bought it at like 10 cents. So like literally 10 cents is my break even point on Crow. And for this is again, not for me, this is for somebody else. And it's at 8 cents right now after going all the way down to 5. So nice is basically what I'm saying, I guess. So yeah, it looks like it looks like Crow is on the rip again. And very bullish. I mean, like, here's the thing. When you come up to these larger time frames, and what you're looking for some indicators to tell you that, yeah, it's moving. Yeah, it's feeling good. And right here, you've got the RSI ripping over the strength line. And then you've got just a continued money flow into the upside. And you have articles that are coming out. And when these articles are coming out, they're talking about the Cosmos system, and they're talking about Atom and stuff like that, right? This would mean, or should mean, or could likely mean that there is something big in the works right here for crypto.com. And it could be a long-term big move. Now, it's going to take some time. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out. But the interesting thing about this is once we get to 10 cents, then we're not in price discovery. We're not, we're not ready for this massive anything. But again, right here, something is getting ready to happen, right? When you get this tightening of the Bollinger Bands, that usually signals a breakout. We got to break out here, tighten here. We got to break out here. It is real tight right here. When it gets into these real tight formations, then it tends to move to the upside, at least for right now. So if that's the case, we're still bullish on Crow. Let's see what happens. Let's go. And it just spiked in the last little while to 82 cents or 8.2 cents. So yeah, I mean, I think that overall we're probably looking at another big rip on Crow, especially by the way, if you start coming down here and you start looking H bar, you're looking at some of these other chains, V chain, VRA, Veracity, 1 inch, 1 inch in Uniswap are running. That's pretty good. But well, you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say that it looks like some of these, and I was doing it before I even got the answer because I was sure of it. I was wrong, by the way. But Caspa's running, Link is running, but Cardano not necessarily yet. Matic is having a little bit of a run. I was going to say that Aave and AVAX are probably running too, but they're not. So, I mean, we'll see. Let's see what Cosmos is doing. And are we going to use that? No, we're not, because we're not Chads. We're going to use Spot Crypto. Ugh. What am I, 9? MEXC. Oh, come on. Oh my God, they only have Spot up here. Okay, well, you know what? Let's just do it. Cosmos USDT. Cosmos ecosystem. This is what's happening in Cosmos right now, right? Cosmos is having just a massive breakout. So there we go. So now the question is, what's next? So there we go. All right, guys, that's it. I think I got there. Woo. All right, here we go. Bitcoin is just dropped to 35,250. It is in sell-off mode. So there we go. Now I'm looking for an entry position down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and let's go in for let's go wild here. Let's do $300. $300 on a long, 35,290. All right, we're in the game. Wait a minute. We said at 35,296. Ooh, let's cancel that order because I don't want to do that. We want to do that at market price. And all right, 35,290. All right, let's see what happens here. So now we got this and we're in, and this is at our first level here. We're going to set a DCA at 35,060. So now we're going to do a limit. 35,060. We're going to make a buy right there. We're going to set that one for another 300. Okay, so now we've got a trailing buy to help us, and we'll see what happens there. So I think that's got it. Looks like we're reversing a little bit. If we were, God, come on, dip a little bit. You know what I mean? Kimberly N says, get in gold before the rush. Thank you for the $10 bomb. Kings is in the house. Always appreciate the content, the energy you bring to the space. Smash that like button. Make sure you smash the like button. We got Musk. We've got Vision. We've got Ben. LFG, baby. Let's go. All right, guys. Boom. There we go. All right, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleav. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you that you take the time to come in and check me out while I'm over here going wild. Does not fall on deaf ears. And just to remember here, whose favorite channel is this? Well, hopefully it's your favorite channel. But the important part is it's Donald Trump's favorite channel. If you don't believe me,
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the Bleav's Crypto YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
And if you can't trust Donald Trump, who can you trust? Buy all of his property at the price he says, by the way. You know you want to. Anyway, here comes the outro. Make sure you leave a comment after the outro. And this is my brother's song, so we're going to play it.
I could read a chart like Superman. And I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. And I bought some Bitcoin. chart you want me to. They call me Bleed, they call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you. I build a crypto channel with a YouTube stream and all of the YouTube shillers. I'm in a dream, but I stay up late to get my views. And I stay up late just to give you guys the news. Yeah, they call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you. Yeah, I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you. They call me Bleed. I'll break a crypto down for you. They call me Bleed. I'll do any chart you want me to. I'll break it down for you.